Hey everyone, today in our unit of study, we're going to be talking about different shapes and also lines of symmetry. Some of this will be review from past things we've done, and some of this might be new information that you're learning this week. But I want to talk to you first about triangles. Triangles can be classified in different ways. We can classify them by angles, or we can classify them by side. So here are the different ways that we can classify and call triangles based on their angles or sides. So when all of the angles are less than 90 degrees, we can call that an acute triangle. When we have one 90-degree angle, we call that a 90-degree angle, a right triangle. When it has one obtuse side, that means that it is an obtuse triangle. So again, these are acute, but this one's obtuse, so it makes an obtuse triangle. We can also classify triangles by their sides. So in an equilateral triangle, all of these have the same length or congruent sides. So it's an equilateral triangle. Isosceles triangle, this side and this side are congruent, but this one is different. So that makes it isosceles. And scalene is when all of them have a different length of sides and none of them are congruent. So we can name triangles based on their angles and their sides. We also can name quadrilaterals based on their different attributes. So we know that a square has congruent sides, all four around, has 90-degree angles, and two sets of parallel sides. Rectangles also have two sets of parallel sides, but their opposite sides are equal here. They're different than a square because they have different sides opposite from each other. And all angles, just like squares, are 90 degrees. Parallelograms have opposite sides that are equal and opposite sides that are parallel to each other. These are different from rectangles because the angles do not have to be 90-degree angles. Trapezoids only have two sides that are parallel. That's the only thing that's true about trapezoids. A rhombus has four sides that are congruent to each other. Opposite sides are parallel. But the one thing that differentiates a rhombus from a square is that they don't have to be 90-degree angles. And then a kite has adjacent pairs equal sides. So the top sides are the same size as the bottom sides. So we're going to, together, look at some different shapes, and you're going to help me classify them, and we're going to also talk about symmetry with these shapes. So, as you can see here, this is a shape. I'm wondering what shape you think it is. Go ahead and enter that into PlayPosit. If you said a square, you're right. It is. This side is the same length as all the other sides. This side is parallel to this side is parallel to this side, and all of the angles are 90 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and write that this is a square. Now if we think about lines of symmetry are when you could fold a shape in half and they would line perfectly up with each other. So if I put a line down the middle right here and folded, both of these sides would be the same size. Same here, both sides would be the same size. I could also go diagonally and I would have two triangles that are the same sides that flip over on each other, and the same thing this way. So this really has four lines of symmetry. Now let's look at this shape. Go ahead and write what kind of triangle this is, and then we'll talk about it together. All right. If you said that this triangle is a right triangle, you are right. You also could have said it's an isosceles triangle as well, because there's two sides that are the same size and another side that is not. Now, if we think about the lines of symmetry here, how many lines of symmetry do you think are in this triangle? Remember, a line of symmetry means that you can fold it and both sides fit on top of each other perfectly. How many lines of symmetry do you think there are? If you said one, you are right, and it's right here. If I folded, both of these sides would be the same. Here's the last one. I have a shape here. What shape do you think this is? If you said trapezoid, you are correct. So this is a trapezoid because it has one set of parallel sides. How many lines of symmetry do you think there are in this shape? If you said one, you're also correct because if you folded these, they would fold right over on each other and be the same shape. Excellent job. In your part 2 and 3, you're going to be able to practice classifying shapes along with lines of symmetry. If you need to refer back to this video for any help, please do. We're excited to see the work that you do today.